Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crafty Yellow Camper. And after making our last two videos on men's cards, I thought it would be nice to do something for the ladies. So we are going to make this cute little handbag card, which the idea was shown to me by my friend Ruth Blackett, who is over on Crafting for Friends. If you get a minute, check out her blog and her Facebook page. She has some brilliant ideas. And we are going to be using one of the new in colours, which is this one, which is Soft Succulent, and some of the new hand penned petals designer series paper, which comes in some really lovely colours. The little card opens out, and inside there is a space to write your greeting. The reason I've got a post-it note in there is because I think it would also make a great little calendar, desk calendar, or post-it note holder, and equally you could fasten a gift card in there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm just grabbing my instructions because I just need to make sure that I'm giving you the right dimensions, and I'm one of these people that needs to write things down. Okay. There we go. So what we're going to do, we are starting with a strip of paper. So I'm in the UK, so this is half cut lengthways of a UK piece of A4 cardstock, and it is cut at 10.5 centimetres across, as I said, and it's cut down to 29.5 in length. Now you'll notice that I've already trimmed the edge of mine using a scalloped die with some stitching on it, and that die is from the coordinating dies that go with the whole suite. Okay, so what we need to do now is some scoring. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer. I've just realised I've packed it in a bag for a demonstration that I'm doing for a craft club on Tuesday, so I'm just reaching over to grab that out. Okay, so I'm using the Stampin' Up trimmer, and the lighter blade, the light grey one, is the scoring, and the darker one that matches the edge of the trimmer is the cutting blade. So we want to push that one out of the way. We only want scoring. I'm going to have to open up the arm on my trimmer. I'm just going to move these bits to one side for now. Okay, so remember this light grey one. Okay, so we are going to score at, now I've got to make sure I get this the right way up because of the handbag, because I've already cut the top. Ordinarily you could score this and then do the top, so I just want to make sure. Right, no, as I thought, I've got it the wrong way up. So let's put that the right way down. Okay. Right, so our first score is at 9 centimetres. Okay, so I'm just going to score there. Our next score is at 12 centimetres. And the one after that is at 15 centimetres. So we've got 9, 12 and 15. Are you seeing a pattern there? 3 centimetres between each. And that is going to make the bottom of our bag. And then we are going to move along to 24 centimetres and 26 centimetres. And this is going to make the fold on the top of the bag. And you might be looking at my trimmer thinking there's no way near enough left there, but you'll see why in a second. Okay, so I'm just going to move my trimmer out of the way just for the time being. Okay, so we've got those scores, so we need to fold and burnish those scores, and it's a good idea to do it both ways. Okay, oh, finding buttons there from my last YouTube video. Okay, so we are going to score there and fold it back on itself and score there. When I said both ways, I meant both sides. Okay, and then we're going to score this one here. So I always do one side, turn it over and do the other to get a nice crisp edge, and that there is going to make the bottom gusset of our bag. And then the ones at the top here, sorry, turning my paper around. I'm going to do that one first and then come on to this one, and that is going to make the top of our bag. Okay, and as I said before, you're probably wondering why my bag has got a lot longer front. My little bag that I've made here has got a longer front on it, and that's because it's had an extension. And for the extension, you need another piece of matching DSP, unless you wanted to do a coordinating colour, which you could, of course. And that is cut at 10.5 centimetres wide by 5 centimetres across. And then I have then used that same die to put that stitched and scalloped, hopefully you can see that stitched and scalloped edge on. Okay, and that's going to be our extension. So if I lay the card out, and you can see, so this is the top of our card. These two scores here are both scored the same way, and they're going to make the flap. And then when we get down here, we have a valley score, a mountain score, and another valley, and they are going to make the bottom of our bag. So then we're going to move on to our extension. So this is the piece that I've cut the same as the rest. Actually, I've just realised I've got the bottom side showing, so I'm just folding that back to get it in the right. So let's try that again, shall we? Okay, so valley, mountain, valley, valley, valley. Okay, and this is our extension piece. What it is, the reason I just had to turn that over is because my plates on my die cutting machine have got quite worn and scratched and cut, and they have left, I don't know if you'll be able to see, they have left a sort of a texture on there. I don't think that will probably show up, but you need to make sure that that's at the back. And then we are going to add this piece in here like that. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just along this top edge here. Oh, come on. My glue has given up the ghost. Okay, I think that one might have to go in the bin. Bring in the reserve. I have to get a new glue out, I think. Okay, we're just going to put a little bit of glue there, and I'm using Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue because that will give me a little bit of wiggle room for lining it up. And then I'm going to offer that to the actual main part of the bag. Try and make sure we get it level, because that won't look very nice if it isn't. That would be glaringly obvious. I'm doing a really bad job at leveling that up. Okay, I think that's more or less level. Okay, so this is the bare bones of our bag. So that bit goes up there like that, that bit goes there like that, and that is the top, which will close like that. So hopefully you can see that. So we've got our valley, mountain, valley, and then the two folds here for the top. Okay, so we're going to decorate that with some paper, and I have used the hand-penned designer series paper. They're really pretty. They're double-sided, 12 by 12 sheets. So this one has got the florals on one side, and then this really nice sort of watercolour purple sprig on the other side. And I think the colours in that are Daffodil Delight, Highland Heather. This is the soft succulent that we're using. And I think it's Garden Green in there, and obviously basic black and basic white. Okay, so, and I think there is some, oh, there's some Pool Party as well, I think, in there. Okay, so we're going to stick one of these sheets of paper to the front of the card. And they are cut, as I said before, at 10.5 by, oh no, sorry, 10 by 8.5 centimetres. They're both cut the same size, so that just leaves us a little bit of the cardstock to go round the front. Okay. I'm going to pop that onto the front of the bag. Yeah, make sure you get it the right way up if you've got paper like I have that goes in the right direction. If it's an all-over pattern that doesn't have any directional pull, then you're fine, but if it does, make sure it's the right way up. Okay, because we don't want upside-down flowers. There we go, so that's our front there. And then we're also going to put, mine's alive, it's jumping out of my hands. We're also going to put a piece on the back just to finish it off nicely. So that piece has to go on this panel here, and you want to make sure it's the right way up, and it will be the opposite direction to the piece that's on the front. So this piece is now upside, oh sorry you can't see, this piece is now upside down. This is the bottom of our bag and this is the back panel. So I'm going to flip that over, and you could use the other side of the paper. I just want mine to match. Come on. Okay, I really must get another glue out. Okay, so that's that piece, and that is going to slip on here. Okay, and you could, if you wanted to, add a little bit of designer series paper to the top, but I think it looks quite nice like that. So that's our piece on the back, and that's you can see I didn't cut my paper level, but it's fine. And that's the piece for the front. Okay, and then we need a handle. So this is a piece that is 10 centimeters long by 1 centimeter wide, and I'm just going to bring in my trimmer again because we need to score this to make the folds for the handle. So we are going to score at 1 centimeter. This is the fiddly bit. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters. Just make sure it's against the top of your trimmer, and then we're going to score at 1 and 2 at the other end basically, or you could go along and score at 8 and 9, but I'm just going to turn mine round and score at 1 and 2 again. So I'm just making sure that's level with the top there so we get a straight score. So that's 1, and then I'm moving it over to 2. Okay, so there's our scores. Try not to press too heavily, otherwise you might go straight through the piece of cardstock. And then this is going to sit on top here. Okay, so what you need to do, this is your handle, and we need to make this piece here so that it's flat to sit on. So all I've done is I've folded at the score furthest in and then folded back on the other one. So if I hold that up to the camera, you can see it's like a little Z each end, and then that is going to be stuck on there. So I'm just going to unfold my card just for ease of sticking. I'm going to put a little bit of glue onto the ends. Hopefully my bottle's got enough just to get us finished. There we go, a little bit on the ends. That really isn't very level at all on there. That's really going to bug me, but anyway. Okay, and then we're going to stick our handle onto this top section here. Okay, so that's next to the designer series paper, and I'm just going to eyeball it to get it roughly in the middle, and you want to stick it on with those 2 little tabs and the handle standing proud. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to run my bone folder over that section again because it's not staying where I want it. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then for the inside, we need a piece of Whisper White, which is cut, or basic white. I must stop calling it Whisper White. It's basic white now. This piece is cut at 10 by 10.7 centimeters. So you can see it's longer one way than the other. It's going to go in here, but you can see that that is too long. So that is the way it needs to go around, and we're going to score it just so that it sits on the underneath of this handle here. And again, I'm just going to score that at 1 centimetre. Just grab my trimmer again. Oh, cutting blades in the wrong place. Okay, I'll just score that, and I'll move my trimmer out of the way. And then all we need to do is just fold this section here and give it a quick burnish with my bone folder. I'll turn it over and give it a burnish on that side as well to get it nice and flat. And that is going to stick into the top there. And actually, I've told you wrong, it should be 2 centimetres because it's overhanging. But I'm just going to deal with that by chopping 1 centimetre off the bottom. Okay, so that should be 2 centimetre score, not 1 centimetre score. if you do the same thing I've done, you can get away with it by chopping a piece off the bottom. And then we're just going to put some glue on the top there again. As I said, you can use whatever glue you find easiest to use. And that is going to sit in that handle there. So we just want to level it up each side and then just tuck it into that first fold there, that seam. Okay, at the back. There we go. And that is our card complete. The only thing we need now is a form of closure to keep it shut. And you'll see from my other card here that I've used sticky Velcro dots, but you could use magnets. You could even, if you don't have anything like these Velcro dots, you could actually make your own re-stickable section using the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, because when that dries, it dries clear, but it dries tacky. But I would suggest either a magnet or a Velcro dot. Okay, and then just to finish our little bag off, I'm just going to show you these. And these are some new elements that have come out in the new annual catalogue. Sorry, I'm struggling to get the lid off there. And they are tiny little bees. Can you see those? They're really cute. They're little metal elements, little bees. And you can see where I've added that here to my little bag. And then I've also added some gems. I think they're called genial gems. They come in a few different colours and they're sort of, oh, sorry, jog the camera. There you go. Hopefully you can get that. They're faceted, so they catch the light nicely, and they're sort of sparkly inside as well. Okay, and then I've just gone ahead and stamped and die cut some flowers and leaves from the dies and stamps that coordinate with this hand pen suite, just to put on the front. But you could put anything on the front, or as I'm going to do on this one, you could actually leave it plain and let the paper talk for itself, because this is really pretty and I don't really want to cover that up with anything. So there we go. That's our little dinky handbag, which, as I said, you could use it for a card. You could pop a gift card inside here. If I show you, this is the one I keep for inking up my ink pads, but there we go. A gift card will fit really nicely on there. You could just write your greeting on there. Just realised I've got a little bit of something on that paper, so we'll just get that off. Okay. You could put a post-it note in there. You could even put a calendar in there for a New Year gift. The options are endless. So there we are. There's our two little bags we've made. This one was die cut with a die from the Good Morning Magnolia dies, which is sadly retired, which is why I've used this one instead. Okay, so there's our two little bags. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I hope you'll give it a go. It's really quite simple, and it's a really lovely, effective card or gift to give somebody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Happy stamping!